Our top story for you here at 5. A violinist is back home after being taken into custody by ICE on his wife's birthday. Now, we first showed you video on ABC4 News at 10 last night. John Shin immigrated from South Korea to the U.S. as a child, graduating from Utah State University. He's a professional violinist playing with the Utah Symphony and Ballet West.
Now, Shin was detained back in August while on a work trip in Colorado. Authorities said it all stemmed from a drunk driving arrest, something he completed probation for. Authorities then tied that to a visa overstay from Shin's childhood.
Our Mackenzie Diaz is in Mill Creek, where we're hearing from Shin for the very first time since his release. Mackenzie, what did he have to say?
Brian, Sarah, well, the good news is he is back. We just talked to him earlier. He drove back from Colorado and got back this morning here with his wife. We talked to him earlier. He feels a sense of relief, but he also described some of the challenges that he did face inside of the detention center. But this all started when John Shin was arrested in front of his hotel in Colorado Springs. He was on a business trip. He says he was then transferred to the Aurora Detention Center, describing it as the longest ride of his life. He says ICE agents bound shackles on his ankles and wrists, and while in the detention center, he says there were about 72 people who shared a cell with him. He describes being in the cell for 2 weeks, cold. He didn't have a pillow, just a mat. He says he cried all day some days, got very sick while in the detention center, but he says the most emotional trauma, the emotional trauma was probably the worst part.
I mean, I did not want to give up because I have my family here. So, but you know, there were times it was like, how am I going to get out of here, and how am I going to you know, provide for my family and, you know, go back to the normal life that I was living before.
And we'll have more on what Shin faced coming up tonight at 10. Reporting in Mill Creek, Mackenzie Diaz, ABC4 News.
Mackenzie, thank you. A sad